Hey, welcome to another episode of Broke American Actor. It is I, your Broke American Actor, and I am excited to feature in the next 10-12 minutes an interview that I was able to shoot with an associate of mine, a young actor graduating from a school here in Los Angeles, California's New York Film Academy, and he was kind enough to share some of his experience and even provide some advice. So I had to be quick about the interview because everybody's really busy here in LA, and so I had to shoot some things out of context. But nevertheless, here's that interview, and I know there's something to learn, so enjoy. Why don't we start with what's your name and where you're from?
I'm from Plano, Texas, and my name is John Tooey.
John Tooey. Welcome to Broke American Actor. We're just kind of looking for your story and a little bit about what you've been doing here, in LA now. Tell me, where in LA do you live?
I live in Hollywood, just like a block off the boulevard, right in the mess of it all.
Do you like living in Hollywood?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot of fun, a lot of interesting people, and cool places to hang out.
Do you feel surrounded by actors in Hollywood?
Definitely. There's a lot of actors out here in Hollywood, and if they're not an actor, most of the time there's some way involved in the industry.
And for how long have you been pursuing an acting career?
I haven't really been pursuing it per se. I've been going to school for the last almost 3 years, and I'm about to get my BFA in acting. But I've just been doing sort of student films and short projects, but not really auditioning or pursuing it in the classic sense.
And since you brought up your school, tell me, what school did you attend?
I went to the New York Film Academy for their BFA program, and it's a 2-year, 9-month intensive deal, and I had a pretty good experience. A lot of the instructors were really good. Some of the organization of the school was kind of terrible, but overall I think it was a good experience and I gained from it for sure.
Decided to go to school. What made you decide to go to school to be an actor?
I decided to go to school for acting because when I was in high school I had an experience where I was on the debate team and I saw some actors performing, and I was like, holy shit, that's cool. And it's not just something that these people on TV could do. I realized it was something anyone could do. But then after high school I was in the military and was pursuing that, and after that I decided, why not pursue what I really want to do, which is acting. It's a lot of fun, and not look back 20 years from now and wonder what if.
Would you mind sharing with our viewers that you, as a serviceman, was able to use your GI Bill to attend school? Is the GI Bill able to make payments to your school like any university institution?
They don't cover every university or institution, but what I found is it's a lot. Your regular state and private universities, most of them they cover. A lot of trade schools and like acting school, they cover, and there's a lot of schools that also have what's called the Yellow Ribbon program, which is whatever the GI Bill doesn't cover, the school picks up the rest of the tab, and yeah, you get like a monthly housing allowance, for your food and your bills and your rent and everything like that. So it's very livable with the GI Bill, but when it runs out, that's the question.
Is acting school the same as acting class?
It's very different. These schools out here, some of them you can go, or the classes rather, you can go to twice a week or however often you feel the need to, whereas the school, especially in the BFA program where you have to do all your general ed classes as well, it's a completely different experience in both time and money that you're putting into it.
Did you get all that you wanted from your experience at school?
Not all I want to know. I mean, ideally, there would be more connections made out of the gate. There would be more people from the industry invited to our showcases to try and get representation before getting out there. But as far as the training received for acting and sort of the business of it, they did a pretty good job. Yeah.
Would you recommend New York Film Academy to other young people that are looking for an acting school?
Definitely, I would recommend it for young people because so many of the students are young. When you get a little older, I'm 25 and most of the kids there are 20 to 23, and it can be a little nerve-wracking dealing with the difference in maturity levels sometimes at that school. But
Do you have a specific story that you would like to share about dealing with nerve-wracking younger people?
yeah, well, I pride myself in problem solving, and I feel like a lot of people do, but when you're surrounded by not only younger people, but younger actors or wannabe actors, there's a certain extra level of drama that's added into that, and we're finding out what's wrong with things as opposed to trying to fix what's wrong with them. But I'll leave it at that.
Is there anything that you can suggest as advice, something you wish you had known before you had started your program because maybe it would have made you a little more prepared for your program?
I would say to take everything with a grain of salt. If it works for you, use it, but go into everything with an open mind. There's a lot of different techniques that are taught, and some of them will work for you and some of them won't, but you won't know unless you fully put yourself in those techniques. And also, I would have told myself to just write more, because you have to wear multiple hats in this industry now, especially as an actor. And writing is a great segue into that, especially if you're writing content for yourself or for you and your friends to help get yourself out there. And at the very least, you're just producing stuff for yourself. You're working at some level in the craft.
But your life choices and the situations you put yourself in your life in the last 5 years, is there anything that you would do differently?
There's probably some friends that I wouldn't have made or pursued having friendships with, because it just turned to a waste of time that I could have been focusing on people that are involved with the same kind of things that I want to be involved with, and as far as film and activities and whatnot, and also just going out there more. There's so much stuff in LA, and I feel like I've experienced very little of it. And the more places you go and the more people you meet in general, I feel like it's good for you as a person, but especially in this town, since so many people are in the industry, the more places you go, the more hands you shake, the more likely you are to stumble on success or to meet the right person and establish the right connection.
Have you finished your program?
No, I actually graduate in just a couple weeks now. I have a 4 more days of classes and then a week off, and then I graduate. So.
And what's after graduation?
Just book jobs and ball out of control, I hope. Yeah, I'm just gonna start pushing my reel and the package out there at agencies, and hopefully get representation that puts me out there, and hopefully I've learned enough that I can book some jobs.
Share with people that are watching you, what is in your package? Define it for people so they know what a package is for you. And then also answer, is your package the same as every other package?
So a package is your reel, 2 to 3 minutes of you, like your highlights of acting, and then your headshot and your resume. And sometimes if you want to go a step beyond, you put on a cover letter, just a page kind of about you. You just take that and send it out to as many agencies as you can or want to, and if they think you're worth representing based on that, then they'll contact you, and that's what I'm hoping for. And as far as my package in relation to other packages, yeah, they'll all be different as far as the quality of resume, of the headshots themselves.
Are you excited or nervous to finish school?
Yes, I am very much both. I'm ready to be done with it and go out there and hopefully book jobs and have an awesome time being on sets. But I'm also very, very nervous because I've just been going to school and focusing on that, and now I'm going to start auditioning and having to make ends meet without the GI Bill money. So yeah, I'm nervous how all that's going to work out. But
What do you think is your most exciting dream that you would like to experience?
this is the most exciting dream, just pursuing it, and you don't know what will happen in the next year or the next week even. If you get the right call for an audition and you book it or you meet the right person, it can all happen so quick, and you increase your odds by doing the right thing, by practicing your craft, by putting yourself out there and different forms of media and auditioning and going out and shaking hands. So if you're doing all the right things, it's not all dumb luck. A lot of work has to go into it, and a lot of that is just getting out there.
Do you think there's a lot of rejection in this business?
Yeah, and there's a lot of rejection in it, and it's all subjective. It's all based on what one person sees is right for the role or the script or whatever it is, and sometimes you're not right.
Do you think that actors of tomorrow are going to have to also integrate their presence on social media as well as to their mainstream media?
Yeah, I think so. I was talking to my business of acting instructor, and he was telling me that casting directors, not across the board, but they're starting to ask in auditions, how many Twitter followers or how many Instagram followers do you have? And I think as time goes on, in the next 5 years, I think every casting director will be asking that. It'll probably be something that you put on your resume, which is sad in the sense that they're just looking for people that already have a presence, which makes their product easier to sell, but it's not going to breed the most talented people, I don't think, making it. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
All right, man, John, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. You're welcome, absolutely. And, be sure to, check yourself out on our own program, Broke American Actor, that we're all, struggling through this experience together, man. Thank you so much for spending some time with me.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, man.